Thousands.
Cool. And it might be called On Our Knees. So that was my first thought, was just from a composition standpoint that my ear wants the verses to be half as long, and then for this to be the pre-chorus, and then we are on our knees is a really good chorus.
Okay.
So rather than thinking of that as like the outro, having it be like a verse that's shorter. And I know it's really tough because it's like, but I want to use that line, I can't move it here, and there might not be a perfect solution to that. But like, for instance, I wanted one of the verses to end at "We die" before we got into like "Mothers and Fathers."
Okay.
Instead of that was the portion where my brain was like,
it could end there.
Yeah, and again, I know this presents compositional problems because I really like the shit I say after that. It doesn't fit in the second verse. This will mean cutting out sections that you like. But yeah, that's to me that's how it goes. It's like you're doing your thing, and we get to this, which you do however long you do. And then it's just then you drop down to lower dynamics on the chorus actually.
Okay. So I could do that just like one time.
Yeah,
and then
totally.
I could go right into
Or anyway, totally. But the concept is like coming back to the pocket, and this is that usually the chorus blows the roof out, but in this song we can pull it back down on the chorus if the chorus is we're not on our knees, that part, being because you kind of tend to be like, it could be like whatever the last line is, and then.
I see what you're saying.
On our knees, featuring your vocal right there. So that's what's up. You could just think of it as play more quietly when it comes to the chorus, just literally how hard you're strumming. And that's coming back into the pocket for the first time. It's like it got loud and then we got back. So verse half is long, that's the pre-chorus, not the chorus, and the We Are All on Our Knees is a really good chorus. It's super universal, everybody can relate to what you're saying there and shit. So yeah, don't bore us, get to the chorus, it's not my thing. So cool. And that might be an ongoing theme, is like, could these verses be shorter? Could there be a chorus to the first song? I really liked it a lot, and it totally could just be a song that goes, I do this for like kind of hip hop format of like verse, that totally works. There's plenty of like Bob Dylan songs and other people where the whole song goes that way or whatever, and I dug that. So yeah, like what about this song? If it did literally go half as long verse, even if it like presents like just ignore the lyrical problem and for the moment try it at home, like to do just structurally versus half as long, then I think a normal length, whatever you were doing for this, and then boom, back down for the pre-chorus, or excuse me, for that actual chorus now. And then at the end of the song, you get to blow it out on the chorus, because that's what happens at the end, right? You're on that same progression, so people will be used to, it was really long, down to the chorus. And, what we're saying there is like a really delicate, dark thing, and so bringing it down like that's cool. And then at the end, when you start ripping, it'll make more sense, having done that quietly. And it's like we're all on our knees. Back to the pocket really makes sense with what that's saying lyrically and where it goes in the song. So yeah, like just try it that way, even if it presents vocal problems, and see how you like the flow of it. And then the stuff we talked about guitar-wise, which I'll just write like 4 minutes in or so is when I'm starting to talk about guitar stuff. So yeah, it seems like a lot of your style has been avoiding bar chords when you can actually play them now. Like it hurts me a little when I'm doing this, and it certainly did at first. Bar chords, just like you're physically exerting yourself. And what we're always going for is being in good position and pushing down. And for you, the main thing was this middle finger flopping down, which I think was just a product of usually having had your fingernails a little too long, where you had to do that to not run into the wood. This can be this never-ending troubleshooting thing where it just goes, we're always trying to come straight in at the string, touching just one string unless we're barring. Cool, so you're getting those to ring out. So what we talked about was different ways to get the bass notes and high notes in there. The first was just play a major chord or a minor chord, and then we talked about how you can you know, open up the high strings, but still be playing this note, which doesn't work so well for F, or I guess it does. But if I was like playing G, and then that we can actually also, you know, so that's 2 open strings and all the bass notes. Then I was like, or you could do this thing where you put your first finger here and bring your thumb in for the bass note, which is easier than it seems like it's going to be. Like my thumb is just tucked over the top enough to catch it. If you play D, like the G, ever, that's the only common chord where we do this is a D, where we play our thumb in the bass. So we can play all 6 strings when we're playing D on the 2nd fret there. Random thing you can do. Cool. So that's all the ways to abbreviate those chords. And then just noticing that this shape you use a lot, which is like functioning as like a E shape, I think in your head, is a derivative of like a C chord. That's what you're doing. And then so C major 7 is what you're playing this one. So like there's going to be situations, even if it's not in this song, where you could feature that note, like, and you don't even have to leave it in. Like the chorus to this song could go like, just play it for a second or something, you know, rather than just, you know. However it goes. So, you know, so it doesn't have to be one or the other. You can go index on, index off, and that's my tip for the chorus of this song, is just figure out ways to get your index involved and go this, that. Let me just get my next student to chill. And we'll finish this stuff. Hey, just finishing my last lesson. Thanks, bro. Cool, so then, you know, vocal stuff we talked about around 7 minutes of this video. Yeah, like, you know, thinking about when to belt and how your guitar can parallel your dynamic shifts in your vocals, which are very clearly, and then I'm going for it here, and that, you know, it could generally go, the guitar comes along, except when it's right in the middle of a section and you do a loud thing for a minute. The guitar-wise main project is finding dynamic shifts rather than just the same, that thing happening. Vocals-wise, you're just like a really good singer, and I think the best part of your delivery is your breathy belting. Though belting really loud and soulfully is awesome, and you're good at it. It seems like there are definitely going to be spots where if you did it a little more quietly, it would serve the song. And most importantly, we noticed that it's only on your runs where you ever get pitchy. Or then there was a couple spots in the first song where that was just like one performance, and when you played this second song, all of your belting went better than it did the first song. So probably you just like warmed up and got more comfortable there. So yeah, like, you know, breathy belting, and when to truly blow the roof out seems to be the issue at hand. And, you know, in practice those runs, you know, this comes down to ear training. It's like get a hum how it goes in your head rather than singing the lyrics. Be like, I'm gonna go makes it a lot easier to, rather than just muscle memory, you know. So there's one thing, is latching onto what is the melody, find it on the guitar, hum it to yourself, rather than it just being this experience that you have in performance of the song. Anyway, so I am going